back to do some more writing. Today we're going to be writing another note to Mum to tell her how our journey is going, imagining that we are Tom. For this lesson you are going to need some plain paper as well as some lined paper. We are going to need a pencil to write with, and you might need some colour pencils or pens as well, because we're going to try and be a little bit creative with our note to Mum. First of all though, we're going to have a little look at some of the amazing work that's coming through the Year 2 email address. Basil really likes looking at it, and so do I. So here we go. Okay, let's warm our writing brains up first. We have got a poorly sentence here. Please pause the video, get your pencils and a purple polishing pen ready, write the sentence, correcting all those mistakes. Come back in a moment for a check. Okay, have a look at the checkboard, see where the mistakes were, they're highlighted in purple. Use your own green and pink pens and your purple polishing pen to mark your own work. Did you get them all right? Well done. Okay, our learning objective today is that we are going to be writing for different purposes again. However, we are keeping the same purpose. We are going to be writing to inform Mum of Tom's adventures so far. Remember, we're going to be pretending to be Tom. This time we're going to do it in the form of a postcard. Let's look at the first picture. Tom has been sailing through the North Pole, but the ice has got thicker and thicker until, oh dear, his boat is stuck. Now, we've got a very similar success criteria to the other day. Every sentence needs a full stop and a capital letter. We are writing in the first person, pretending we're Tom, so we're going to be using I. Still want to be using those past tense verbs, so I've got my friend Ed to remind me. And it's always nice to extend some sentences using conjunctions. So I've kept because and in there as well. Now we've found out about ly adverbs, it would be fantastic to include some of those in our writing to tell Mum how we did something. And don't forget, we always need to check back. Now, let's have a go at my turn. Okay, so today we're going to write a postcard home to Mum. Now, I don't have a blank postcard at home, and you might not have a blank postcard, but that's okay. I've just got some lined paper, cut down to size, and I've stuck some blank paper on the back so I can do my picture later. Now, the first thing we need to do with any sort of letter or note is tell the person who it's to that it is for them. So I'm going to start off, just like I did in the other session, with Dear Mum. Making sure we've got that capital D for dear and the capital M for Mum. Now, looking at my picture, the most important thing I want to do is tell Mum that I've arrived in the North Pole. So I might say, just another note to tell you that I've arrived at the North Pole. Now my picture shows that I've crashed into an iceberg. Probably don't want to tell that to Mum. I'm safe now, so I'm going to say I've arrived safely. And that's one of my ly adverbs. Okay, so I'm going to start with just capital J because it's the beginning of my sentence. Just another, because it's not my first letter home to Mum, it's my second. So it's another note. Remember, note's got that split digraph O. Just another note to tell you that remember, we're imagining we're Tom. So it's I have arrived. Now, arrive is a verb that ends in E. So I can just add the D to turn it into arrive. I have arrived safely. Now, safe is a split digraph, so it ends in an E. It's not a Y, it's not an LE, so I can just add LY. I have arrived safely. Where have I arrived? At the, because it's the name of the place, I need that capital N for north, and capital P for pole. Full stop. Okay, first things first, going to check back my sentence. Going to use noisy punctuation. You can do it along with me. Dear Mum, just another note to tell you that I have arrived safely at the North Pole. I'm happy with that, so I'm going to move on to my next sentence. The next thing I want to do is probably tell Mum a little bit about the North Pole. What do we already know about the North Pole? Well, it might look sunny with a bright blue sky, but it is pretty cold there. So I could tell her that it is very cold. And what could I see? How did I know it was the North Pole? That's right, I could see lots of big icebergs. So my sentence is going to be, it is very cold and, using one of my conjunctions, and I can see lots of, going to think of an adjective to go with icebergs. Lots of spiky icebergs, lots of dangerous icebergs, lots of cool white icebergs. Let's see as I write. Okay. New sentence, so we need that capital letter. It is very. Now, does very have one R or two? I think it must be only one. It is very cold and I, because remember, I'm imagining that I'm Tom, can see lots of cool, and they are cool because they're cold, but they're also cool because they're a little bit special to look at, cool white, that's the colour they look, icebergs. Going to read it all back with noisy punctuation. Got my capital letter hands ready. Dear Mum, just another note to tell you that I have arrived safely at the North Pole. It is very cold and I can see lots of cool white icebergs. I'm happy that I've told Mum all I need to know about this part of my journey. Why don't you pause the video now, have a really good look at that picture, use the success criteria and see if you can come up with your own start to Mum's postcard. Pause the video now and have a go. I love this picture of Tom floating in the sky looking at the northern lights. That's a really important thing to tell Mum. You could tell her how beautiful they are, how they're twinkling beautifully. Pause the video now and have a go. Oh dear, the balloon has popped, sailing too close to a satellite. Tom is plummeting to the ground. That's a really important thing to tell Mum. Imagine you're Tom, put yourself in his shoes and tell her what it was like. Once again, put yourself in Tom's shoes. Imagine that you're falling through the air, screaming with fright, but then you remember that you have a parachute. Tell Mum all about it. Pause the video now. Don't forget to check your work. Here's my finished postcard with a picture of me, Tom, looking at the northern lights from my hot air balloon. Don't forget to send me your fantastic work. Bye.